Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is looking amazing, and today I'm going to jump into a lot of gameplay that you're going to see, some exclusive stuff, plus tons of news and information. We're doing a recap of everything that was talked about in Tokyo Game Show with some new information sprinkled in. It's an exciting time to be a Metal Gear fan, and they've done a really good job, in my opinion, with their presentations and everything they had. The only thing they needed to do was give us a raw gameplay of the full 10 to 20 minutes of actual gunplay and things like that, which we have some, but I want more. And we need a demo to play this specific one that was in Tokyo Game Show, which is a very short demo, but it would be enough to kind of know what the game feels like for new players. I think it's necessary. So let's hit up Konami and let them know, guys. With that out of the way, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I have giveaways for Metal Gear. I'm going to be giving away this game multiple times throughout this year and until it releases. So just leave a comment and you have a chance to win. I'll select you, and if you win when the game is about to release, I'll make sure that you get your copy as well. With that out of the way, we diving in, and the first thing I want to say is that I'm sold. Like, I've been sold because I'm a Metal Gear fan and I have always loved this series. So I'll try anything, whether it's a spin-off and things like that. But I'm committed more than ever to this specific remake because, you know, we've had speculations and thoughts. And after seeing all of the gameplay and the reveals, I can tell you that I'm convinced that just the visuals alone are more than enough to make me want to come back. But what's funny is they actually upgraded not just the visuals. They upgraded the gameplay a lot, and it's going to be a good time for all of us hardcore fans. So lock in for that and get excited because it's going to be good. Now, we're going to watch gameplay. We're going to talk about the new features and different elements that the developer was basically presenting to people. And you can kind of see some of this on some of the footage I had, but we're going to get into it. So first things first, there's always a survey at the beginning. Do you like the legacy version where the camera's above your head and things like that? Or would you want the new style, which is the modern upgraded version, third person camera? And you're going to have a way better experience, in my opinion, with the modern version. If you're somebody like me who's played the old version, you're going to end up playing that later. I'll play the game the way the new style is, and then I'll experiment with the older stuff in between. And then I'll do a full run of the old style to see how it feels and plays. And so this is a very cool feature, and they really, really did a good job, you know, with this new system that they had. And they talked about the menu, which I'm not going to showcase too heavily, but basically the main menu in the old days had Snake doing CQC with an enemy, and you could change the colors and you can zoom in. And in this demo, and in the full game, you'll be able to zoom in as well and change the color as well. So it's kind of like a really cool feature, but not a big deal for me. They also said they're going to have the classic version as well. So that's pretty cool. I personally, you know, prefer new experiences. So I'll be checking out all of the new features to start off the year as we go. Then they got into the menus. If you want to see some of that, they basically showed the different languages. And for the demo specifically, it was only on easy or normal. Now we're going to start talking about features and important things to kind of remember from this presentation and what they were basically discussing. They talked about a lot of things that I'm really happy about when it comes to the camera and the movement and the way it's going to flow. A lot better than previous years. So we're going to get into that in a minute. But then they talked about the HUD, and you can see Snake's health and stamina is in the middle, in the center. They said this is the new version. There's multiple ways you can change the HUD. And this is the new version where it's easier for the player to see as they move around. They can see their health. And I agree. And I think, I don't know how I feel because I'm used to the classic up on the left. But they said, hey, that's back as well. If you want to use the legacy version, you can do that. And so I'm curious if somebody hopefully can go into the menu. That's one of the first things I would have done and try it out swapping back and forth and seeing what looks or feels better. Of course, it's different for different folks. He talked about the codecs, explaining you can skip through these, you can fast forward to a certain area in those and just kind of stop and listen into the conversation. You don't have to skip the whole thing, and that's very good. I thought that was very cool. And then they talked about the cutscenes. They said that now you can skip the cutscenes and pretty easily just skip and move forward in the options, and you can pause a cutscene. So let's say you had to go to the restroom, he said, all you got to do is pause and you're good to go. So just making life easier for people, I thought was cool. And talking about mechanics, this game definitely feels like the Phantom Pain. You're going to switch shoulders. You're going to be able to move and shoot and not have to stay stuck or have to hold an extra button and run around like the old game had. The mechanics on the old game, even though I'm a hardcore Metal Gear guy, it was very unique, let's just say. That's the nicest way I could say it, since I'm a fanboy of Metal Gear. It was very unique compared to the modern day where you just shoot. So I'm glad that they modernized it and they made it easier and more fluid. So that's very cool. They explained that the compass on the bottom is basically your objective with the yellow dot, and then just the natural north, east, west, south. And it's an item though, so you want to be careful to not waste that slot. Maybe you need to put something else on, which they put on the motion detector, which is going to check for life, anything that's moving around and things like that, which I think is very nice and a cool feature to add as far as just a new mechanic, the compass. But yeah, so all these other things have been in the game, so we're not going to really talk about them, and you'll see them for yourself as well. Cool devices. And then they go into this area and they get into a couple of the features showing you first person view, which is always important. Again, I translated all this by a person and through Google. So 2 different well, actually 3. I did 2 translations on my own and then had someone else confirm their translation. So a lot of the stuff I'm telling you is straight from the developer, by the way. And maybe I'll throw in some observations. And then they talk about these collectibles that have always been in the game, and now they're making them a little more cuter, let's just say. And yeah, you're able to collect them and get all of them throughout the game. And so then they talk about the mud, how if it stays on you, it'll dry up and then break off like it normally does. Mud normally does. But you can use your camo and swap out and take off all the mud off you. That way you can have that stealth element of blending in with the area, which is a good feature for Metal Gear Solid 3, one of the biggest ones to help you really be sneaky when you need to. And so I'm curious to see how this plays out in the long run. They talked about the damage system. We didn't get to see the cure system, but we already know, and we've seen a little bit in previous footage, that if you get damaged, you can heal yourself, but the marks will stay throughout the game. So getting shot a lot and all of that stuff will stay on your body. But what's cool that they confirmed is that your clothing will also not magically recover. It'll have a hole in it and it'll stay in there. And this is from the translation, and I would assume that is true just because they did the wound, and they're going to do the same for the clothing, which would be very interesting in the long run. And we've seen the clothes getting ripped in previous trailers and footage. So if that's the case, that's crazy. And by the way, this visuals look amazing. You've seen Snake's hair, all of that good stuff. Looks very real. They talked about the camo. Now they have a dedicated button on the D-pad where you're able to just swap on the fly. You can see right there in the middle of the game, you swap out. It pauses the game a little bit for a split second for you to switch, which is just an instant swap, which is a nice change because you had to go into the menu first in order to even get to this. And I think this is way better than the previous versions where I had to pause it, click on this, click on that, and by the time I'm in there, that's like a good 10 seconds, 5 seconds maybe, but 5 to 10 seconds if you're fast. And they did the same thing for the codecs. Now you can just quick press a button to pick who you want to call and then call them right away, and not have to go into the menu and look for the person and then call them. So I think that's quality of life. Simple things. It's nothing major, but it's just a helpful tool that is really nice. And they get into the food. Of course, if you guys don't know, it's a survival stealth game. And They have the calorie mates, which we're not going to let them promote themselves too heavily there, but that's a deal that they got with these guys for years now. And it's pretty dope. And you can use it to throw it at enemies. If you didn't know and you're new to this series, you can use it to distract enemies. So you can lure them in or set them up, maybe throw the snake at them instead. Cool stuff like that with this game. So it's a lot of fun features, interesting stuff. They did confirm you have a photo mode as well, where you're going to be able to take pictures. And that's pretty much the demo when it comes to some of the gameplay. Now we're going to go a little deeper into the gameplay, and I'm going to show you some cool stuff. And we want to take a pause here and just watch that explosion. We're going to rewatch that because you can tell that this mechanic here is more from Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain. And that is a good thing. And it's upgraded with the graphics and a lot more fluid overall. And this mechanic here of breaking the bridge has been in the game before, but we're getting to see it now. And this is the type of gameplay I wanted to watch. Unfortunately, it is off camera from the Creators Lounge, and they basically allowing these guys to put this out here, but this is more of what I wanted, which is actual gameplay, fighting enemies and seeing what it was, exploring areas. For example, this is the one-to-one location. All right, so far in every piece of footage I've seen, it's exactly the same locations. They did not change it, and that's a good thing for a lot of people. Maybe some others wanted them to do something creative. Personally, I'm fine with them keeping it the way it is. It is a remake. If they change it drastically, people will be upset. So I'll take it. As you can see here, the bullet drop is a thing that I did not notice right away until I saw the footage the second time, and I said, oh, wow. Okay, bullet drops, and they have a lot of little things and details within the game with this footage that I thought was super interesting, fun to kind of explore, let's just say. And so they did a good job with this, whoever was playing this, kind of taking the time to showcase a couple of things. One of them was spinning snake. If you guys don't know, you can spin snake to the point of him throwing up. And if you're poisoned, you can do this to get that poison out of your body. Pretty funny, pretty interesting, and so on. And so now we're gonna fast forward some of this because they really don't do anything, and we're gonna show you guys a little bit of some more action where he grabs an enemy. And this is a very cool part right here where he rolls and turns around, which is a mechanic that wasn't in the game originally, where you can roll and then just crawl backwards basically. This is a cool feature. Phantom Pain-ish, and it looks really good, and it's definitely awesome for stealth. So I absolutely love it, and I think that it's a W for this game. Definitely a W to have that. Then we get to see some CQC. You can grab an enemy, of course, interrogating them and doing all of those key things that we've known in the series that is always important, and so on. They confirmed about the very cool stuff that I personally love when it comes to grabbing them, throwing them down, holding them up, telling them freeze, and all of that good stuff. It's still in the game. I was worried of a remake. Sometimes they'll delete certain mechanics, and no, it looks like all of the mechanics are true to the original so far. Okay, and please don't throw a fit if they take something out. No, I might be upset myself, but we'll see when the game fully releases. The person playing this, they really wanted you guys to see these graphics. A little bit of a warning here about whatever's going on there. He's showing the guy's throat or face, and that was some of the gameplay of what they presented. And now I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit of some gameplay that we already seen before, but hopefully it excites you and gets you going. I want to talk about a couple things. This is going to be a longer video because I want to make sure we get into all of the topics. Tokyo Game Show had a lot of hands-on, and those people won't get home until, maybe if they're traveling from America, they will take them all weekend. So I'm going to have coverage for any type of impressions and information. You can go to my Discord and share it. That way we could keep everybody informed together. So you can be a help to this channel by sharing any pictures, videos, impressions that I could definitely give to the community so that they can enjoy themselves. And so very cool stuff. Now I want to take a moment and get you guys on some pictures because this is important. All right, so the PlayStation 5 Pro has an enhanced version for this remake, so that's very cool. And they got some images as well that I'll showcase in a minute, which this is one of them. But I wanted to do some comparisons. As you can see, I got a lot of footages here from Tokyo Game Show and just kind of putting them together for you guys. This to me sold me right here. This is enough for me to buy the game. Okay, graphics are so upgraded that it's like, yeah, I'm buying that. And so super exciting. And then the same thing with the boss. Very cool upgrade. Like, there's no way you don't say, yeah, I needed that. Needed that. Just me. Maybe that's just me. Even Eva, you can see her here. I mean, that's a world of a difference. Of course, it's 20 plus years, but hey, let's go. And then this right here, I was talking about Ocelot. I'm a big Ocelot, guys, just so y'all know. This is my #1 character in the series. So when I tell you he looked really good, here you go. Okay, the original Ocelot that we met, this is him in the younger version. And it looks just like him. His structure is better designed to fit the way he looks as he gets older. So I personally love it. I thought it was well done. And we're going to skip through some of this. But yeah, you can see all of the Kodak numbers and you might need that. So make sure y'all save that. And then, of course, the traditional floating items in the game is still there. They didn't want to take that out and make it more realistic, which I'm fine. It's a video game. Okay. And then Ocelot's the king, of course. We know he's the greatest. They were selling a lot of merch at Tokyo Game Show. They had presentations for the hotline. Hotline confirmed that they actually fixed the Steam game a lot. So very cool. While they're selling all this merch, they confirmed that the Steam game has a lot of upgrades and it's going to be also for the consoles soon. So very fun stuff. And I'm kind of just skipping through some of this footage because even though I've seen this and got all of these downloaded from Jay sending them to me, but now we're getting to look at them. And again, Ocelot looking like the man that he is. And so I cannot wait to see this version of him in Metal Gear Solid 1, the remake. This will be kind of somebody sketching it, which could be very cool once it does get announced. Just check out these general upgrades to some cutscenes from the story trailer. We already did footage of it and we broke it down and we did some comparisons. But man, just take a look, guys. Special. You can't say it's not. So exciting. Very interesting. And again, this is the PlayStation 5 Pro. Looking good. I can't wait to try that out. I don't know when I'm gonna get the PlayStation 5 Pro, but I feel like I will. And then, of course, the Tokyo Game Show event, they had some presentations. Here goes the details with the vein. I'm talking about like, wow, they're giving us everything. And then the setup for Tokyo was very cool. Again, make sure you share that info from Tokyo if you get anything. I pretty much covered it fully, and I'm stalking social media for more info. But that's pretty much a lot of the info and key things that you should pay attention to. Wanted to kind of just go through the pictures, give you guys a moment to look and enjoy. Tons of good stuff here. Tons of good stuff. And so now, while I just showcase some more footage, I want to just talk about one last thing. And it's going to be hopefully something that helps you guys just like it helped me kind of settle in. So they confirmed that they have a release date in mind, but they can't release it right now until they prep for sure everything. And that's what it was said in the translation for the Hotline show. And I'm not sure what is going to be that, but it's always usually 3 months ahead. They will never release the game a week or a month or 2 months after announcing the release date. Usually it's about 3 months. It allows them to promote, have their pre-orders ready and all of that good stuff so that people can lock in, and then they're going to promote very well, push the game out on all platforms and do everything that they have to do. So I expect this, if we're being honest, January if we're lucky, but I would assume by April would be the release date. So, and I'll take it because that's my birthday month. So we can have a celebration of my birthday on the release of the game. What do you guys think? Let me know what release. Of course, we all want it today, right? Let's be honest. But if they release it on my birthday, hey, it's a W. But with that in mind, I'm grateful to all of you guys hanging out and enjoying this show with me. This is a longer form video, but I wanted to cover everything that we've basically seen. Make sure you're informed with all the details, adding in the pictures that I collected from social media, kind of making sure that we got everything in there so that you can be informed and not have to hunt down what to look for, where to go, and all of that good stuff. So super grateful, super happy, super excited, and cannot wait. So make sure y'all leave a like if it was informative, and also leave a comment so that we could connect together. Join that Discord if you want to hang out, share some cool Metal Gear stuff. We have a dedicated channels over there for the Metal Gear family. We're all one, baby. Love you guys, man. Take care of yourselves. Stay blessed. We got more videos popping up right now you can check out for yourself and join the movement, man. We are doing good things. We got giveaways too, so make sure you lock in for that. Much appreciated. Stay blessed. Peace.